Python programming language. Python syntax. Python syntax defines all the rules for building sentences in Python programming. For example, we have to learn grammar to learn English. Likewise, you need to learn and understand Python grammar to learn the Python language. Python multiline statements. A line means a statement. But sometimes, you may want to split a statement over 2 or more lines. You can use a backward slash to split a line. Python multiline statements. Use octothorpe hashtag to declare comments. Python syntax comments allow you to store tags at the correct location in your code. You can use them to explain complex parts of code. Interpreters ignore comments. Python multiple statements in one line. You can also fit in more than one statement on one line. Do this by separating them with a semicolon. But you'd only want to do so if it supplements readability. Python multiline statements. Delimit a docstring using 3 double quotes. You may put it as a function's first line to describe it. A docstring is a documentation string. As a comment, this Python syntax is used to explain code. But unlike comments, they are more specific. Also, they are retained at runtime. This way, the programmer can inspect them at runtime. Python indentation. Since Python doesn't use curly braces to delimit blocks of code, this Python syntax is mandatory. You can indent code under a function, loop, or class. But remember, indent statements under one block of code with the same amount of tabs and spaces. Python quotations. Python supports the single quote and the double quote for string literals. But if you begin a string with a single quote, you must end it with a single quote. The same goes for double quotes. A quote inside a string is delimited by double quotes. Python identifiers. An identifier is a name of a program element, and it is user-defined. This Python syntax uniquely identifies the element. There are some rules to follow while choosing an identifier. An identifier may only begin with uppercase AZ, lowercase az, or an underscore symbol. This may be followed by letters, digits, and underscores 0 or more. Python is case-sensitive. A reserved keyword may not be used as an identifier. This is a list of keywords. Apart from these rules, there are a few naming conventions that you should follow while using this Python syntax. Use uppercase initials for class names, lowercase for all others. Name a strongly private identifier with 2 leading underscores, for example __ password. Name a strongly private identifier with 2 leading underscores, for example __ password. Python quotations. In Python, you don't define the type of the variable. It is assumed on the basis of the value it holds. Here, we declared a variable x and assigned it a value of 10. Then we printed its value. Next, we assigned it the value hello and printed it out. So, we see, a variable can hold any type of value at a later instant. Hence, Python is a dynamically typed language. Python string formatters. %operator. You can use the %operator to format a string to contain text as well as values of identifiers. Use %s where you want a value to appear. After the string, put a %operator and mention the identifiers and parameters. Format method. The format method allows you to format a string in a similar way. At the places you want to put values, put 0, 1, 2, etc. in curly braces. Call the format method on the string and mention the identifiers in the parameters. You can also use the method to print out identifiers that match certain values. F-strings. If you use an F-string, you just need to mention the identifiers in curly braces. Also, write F right before the string, but outside the quotes used. Call the format method on the string and mention the identifiers in the parameters.